Welcome inside Tennity Ice Pavilion as the Syracuse Orange welcome the Cornell Big Red for their 11th game of the season. Syracuse Orange looking for their 11th straight win so far this season. The Orange are currently 10-0, 7-0 in the Amateur Athletic Union Conference. This is their first semester a part of it. We're doing some welcoming ceremonies right now. We'll let you listen on in.
Represent the best of leadership, determination, and the spirit of women in sports. Let's hear it for Coach Russell and Coach Matatui. As they drop today's ceremonial puck.
Two ceremonial puck drops tonight. Assistant coach for SU Division I field hockey, Emma Russell, a 2015 NCAA D1 national champion. She's also SU's all-time points leader with 140 of her own and goals, 57. The other woman out there on the ice, Gabriella Matuye, an assistant coach for SU women's volleyball. She went to Temple University and played 2010 to 2013. She was the 2014 Temple Female Student Athlete of the Year. Saw the ceremonial puck drop there. We're minutes away from the start of today's game. Looking to see here, the Orange are coached by head coach Christina Beam, who played Division I hockey at the University of Maine from 1995 to 2000. Spent the first 2 years out there as a club team and then was eventually promoted to Division I. Syracuse women's ice hockey also has a Division I team, not to be confused with our club team right here. They're out battling the remainder of their games. Head coach Christina Beam plays for the local Syracuse Blades currently. It's a women's recreational team that includes all levels, and that's actually how she got her start here for Syracuse. She was recruited by forward Amanda Wheeler after they played a little bit together on their recreational team, and has brought a lot of change for the program here, especially when Christina first arrived. Only 7 players on the Syracuse women's club hockey team, some forwards playing goaltenders, if you can believe it or not. When she came last year, they had to make cuts for the first time in a lot of these upperclassmen's careers. An incredible moment for the program. Looking here, the Orange are also coached by assistant coach Marty Cecilia, who actually works here at Tennity Ice Pavilion. We're going to get some of these starting lineups to you, starting first with Cornell. Start with Sophia Gamble on left wing, Alex Friedman playing center, Margaret Clearly on the right wing. We have Lindsay Wang on defense, followed by Isabella Yang, and in goal tonight for the Big Red, Hannah Sisler. Now, for the Orange, we have Ivy Dietrich on the left wing, Leah Landry, the captain, in the center, then Neve Padulo, as they also call her, Patty, on right wing. We have Elise Herrick on the first line of defense, followed by Sarah Anderson, and then in net for the Orange, Harper Keenan. The Orange and the Big Red getting set following their starting lineups. So you see Ivy Dietrich, alternate captain, skate out onto the ice to join her fellow members. So we get set here on Women in Sports Day. We got a lot more coming for you in terms of that, but first we are honoring America. was our national anthem here on Women in Sports Day at Tennity Ice Pavilion. A big moment for both programs, celebrating the success of women in sports, not just on the ice, but also off the ice. Several interns, several sports media staff, including myself, very glad to be here. My production manager, Bella, we're both ready for this game to get started, honoring the women in our communities and across the nation who have done so much to promote women in sports today. We have several responses, actually. If you can see right behind Syracuse's bench, a list of placards of different women that they are playing for today. Some of those examples: Sarah Anderson, Hillary Knight, currently plays for the Boston Fleet in the PWHL. We just released those names and jerseys not too long ago there. Fun fact, we are being joined by grad student forward Montana Graves for a little bit of color commentary. Her first time here on the call. Montana, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Very excited about this game, about the meaning behind it. It's going to be great.
Can you tell me a little bit about your career here at SU?
So I'm a first-year PhD student in the history department. I tried out for the team in September, and it's been like a family ever since.
That's great. Montana will be with us on the call periodically here. She's also helping set up today's Women in Sports game, so great to have you up here in the box. Syracuse's puck drop is underway, following in there in the Cornell defensive zone. Looking to make a play, big shot there. Leah Landry, the captain, in her junior year, she said Mia Hamm, the two-time gold medalist and advocate for women in sports, is someone she looks up to, is looking to play for tonight. Landry has 10 games on the season, 11 goals, 7 assists, and even 1 shorthanded goal. This team's resiliency, especially on the penalty kill, looking to make a difference. Landry sends it up the far board, intercepted by Lindsay Wang of Cornell, tipped off the stick. Number 14, Neve Padulo, also known as Patty by her teammates. Intercepted there on the line by Juliana Bucci, who also says that Jessica Campbell, Seattle Kraken assistant coach, is someone she's playing for tonight. Big Kraken fan myself, so nice to see a little bit of West Coast representation out here in upstate New York. O'Dowd looking, falling and sending that just behind the net. Bit of stick play right behind the crease. In net for the Big Red tonight, Hannah Sisler looking to make a big stop and hopefully force Syracuse's first loss of the season. The Orange have been extremely dominated, currently first place in the College Hockey North Division in terms of women's. As we said earlier, Syracuse joined the AAU Hockey Women's League in August of 2024. Big hit here on the board. We're looking to see what went down there. That is Carson Schuyler taking that big hit. Coach Beam said, Schuyler, great poise on the ice, strong defender in front of the net. The Illinois native is looking to create a little bit of noise there in front of Cornell. Skating to chase that puck chasing that puck into the defensive zone for the Big Red. We'll play there, and we've got a stoppage here on the ice. Montana, I just want to hear a little bit, who is the woman that inspires you the most in sports?
My mom. She plays for 2 different hockey teams,
Oh, wow.
and she's just phenomenal. She's started playing hockey when she was 40, and she's just loved it ever since. So she's really inspiring to me. Yeah,
Really
I
glad
love
to
her.
hear that. And here you are today, getting set back here in their own face-off circle, looking to make a little bit of noise. Of course, the way the game here is set up is a little bit different than most traditional games, maybe even the D1 team. We play a 20-minute period here, have a bit about what would you say, a 5-minute break between periods, no resurfacing of the ice, and then we're straight back out there. So
Absolutely.
for Cornell, with only 12 players today, it may be a lot to handle, asking them to play almost continuous back-to-back periods. Syracuse, though, seems a little used to it.
Yes, absolutely. We always come prepared and ready to play and ready to win.
Right. Cornell's Tess Crane trying to find her way out. She is one of the team captains alongside her sister, Clea Crane. Both of them played for Ithaca High School varsity hockey and now sit as the 2 co-captains of the team. Get a bit of a line switch out here. Looking to make some plays as we leave Cornell's defensive zone. Crane up the middle. Covered by a cluster of oranges. I don't know, I'm trying to think of what the grouping of oranges you would call. Cluster seems like
That's
the
a
right
good
word.
question, yeah.
Margaret clearly finds Lindsay Wang up the middle, and it's taken away. Momentum spur here, up against the boards once again, and Lindsay Wang shoots it back down. regroup behind the crease. We've got Harper Keenan in net tonight for the Orange. Stellar goaltender as a freshman, stands at 5'4". They're really looking to continue to make a mark. 6 games played so far this season, about a 1.18 goals allowed total on average. Has a save percentage of .943 overall, and 1 shutout win in their victory over Clarkson on the 24th of January. That was a 7-0 win, a big shutout for the freshmen. Talked with Keenan before the game and said they went to a New Jersey Devils game at the ripe age of 3. Jamie Langenbrunner was the name that they heard when they first went there, and they thought that that was a woman playing, ironically, and told themselves if Jamie can play, before finding out that that was not in fact a woman, anyone can play in the NHL, and got their start that way. Incredible story, and looking to keep some points off the board tonight, of course, for Cornell. Off the skate of Clea Crane, sent back down the ice toward Cornell's neutral zone. It's picked up by Isabella Yang, the defender, and intercepted once again. We've got Ivy Dietrich, the alternate captain, trying to make some plays, and spun out move there by Clea Crane. A lot of back and forth play so far, especially with only 10 players that can be interchangeably played out on the ice for Cornell. Montana, what are you seeing so far?
I am seeing us moving the puck around, which is definitely one of our goals. I think we need to get more shots on net, and I think that would be amazing.
So far, your shots on goal for Syracuse, only 3. Shots on goal for Cornell, 2. Find a lot of back and forth play. Of course, you mentioned earlier, Syracuse just has to keep the gas on the pedal. Cornell with only 12 players, including their 2 goaltenders. Not a lot of opportunity to be tired in this matchup, especially when you're coming up against almost what looks like a 30-man roster. Of course, you have to have some scratches for Syracuse, but their bench is filled to the brim. When you look at Cornell's, there's a little bit of space to spread your legs and take a second to breathe. Syracuse wearing their Women in Sports Day alternate jerseys. They've got the symbol, how to describe that, but the generic symbol you see when you think of the female gender, and white stripe along the mid region, their names and numbers along the back, and you've got that classic navy and orange coloring. Cornell in their white their white away jerseys with red sleeves. Dietrich trying to make a pass, deflects off the stick of Tess Crane. So Leah Landry sets up the pass, and we get a call of stoppage off the stick of Hannah O'Dowd. Well, it looks to be an interesting day. We have a lot of sponsors for this Women in Sports matchup. The Museum of Science and Tech, Salt City Roller Derby, Syracuse Sports Association, Central New York Community Foundation, Primetime Boxing Academy, and Harry's Bar on Marshall Street. Love to see the vast array of community sponsors who really came together for this program. One of the sophomores, Eden Price, who's a forward on the team right now, she really put her foot down in terms of making this situation happen. She's a part of the executive board for the Syracuse Women's Club Hockey program, and really just boasted about how proud she is about the fact that this all came together and the amount of community support they have too. They put together a day full of t-shirt tosses, chuck-a-puck even. Love to see that happen. I'm really bad at chuck-a-puck. I don't know about you, but it's really great to see the community come together, and a lot of people in the stands. First 25 fans today come in and get a free Celsius as well, so exciting stuff. I know a lot of people love Celsius, so it's great. Lindsay Wang trying to take a shot off of Keenan and deflects it away. Montclair, New Jersey native, really standing strong for the Orange, as we mentioned earlier. Isabella Yang looking to find her partner out on the ice. Lindsay Smith can't do it. It is intercepted by Hannah O'Dowd. O'Dowd, the sophomore, standing at 6 foot. She's a forward and also an alternate captain. 9 games played so far this season, 10 goals, 3 assists, and even 1 power play goal. Last time the Orange took the ice was against Springfield last Sunday. It was a 4-2 win for the Orange. 24 total penalty minutes. Montana, I've heard Springfield is kind of that team that gets really aggressive and gets you guys going.
Yes, absolutely. It was definitely a more physical game, but you know what? You just have to play your game and stick to it and keep your head up and keep going. So, yeah, definitely.
The Orange accounted for 13 of those minutes spent in the box. The Orange drew first blood in that game off a power play goal from Ivy Dietrich, goals from Leah Landry. Dietrich had 2 of her own, and then Hannah O'Dowd as well. Harper Keenan also played in that game, turned away 19 of 21 shots on goal. Although special teams did not convert on either end, it was still a big victory for the Orange. Sending it back to Syracuse's goal line, trying to make a play and get it back off the ice. Again, not seeing a lot of shots on goal for a team that has played so dominantly this season. And they're taking their time to adjust and find their stride as they head up the line. This is Niamh Padulo trying to find a connection, still off the back line. She's trying to take a shot, cluster of big red sticks. Cornell trying to claw their way out of the zone right now. Just can't do it. Puts up a shot and a glove save by Sisler. Syracuse Women's Club Hockey was actually featured the other day on Channel 9 WSYR with Hannah O'Dowd and Eden Price, going to talk to the community about what is happening. A lot of great things, sat down with them and really just promoted the whole event, and I believe it worked, honestly. There's a lot of people here. We have the Women's Club Rugby team coming to support. A lot of great figures. You just saw members from the women's volleyball team and also our field hockey team as well. Great to see the turnout. A race down the line, Sophia Gamble trying to take a turn and find a way to provide some sort of momentum for the Big Red. But it's taken aback very quickly by Carson Schuyler, who we saw a little bit earlier in this game. Coming back down towards the red line. Syracuse is looking to make a move. Glove save again by Sisler. That was Juliana Bucci, again, who we mentioned. Jessica Campbell fan, love her already. North Kingston native from Rhode Island. Her dad, grandpa, and family all played hockey, and she really wanted to feel connected to them, especially with her father. Father really helped coach her and pitted her sometimes against her cousin, so it was always a fun, friendly, competitive matchup for Bucci out there. She's also a part of the Orange Seeds community service program here on campus. Really goes out into the community of city Syracuse. Sometimes I think we tend to forget that there's also a huge downtown. We're up on the hill and it's really hard to get there, but Orange Seeds really goes out and works to make sure that community service needs are met in various operations and programs. Take a couple shots, a little bit of ping pong back and forth out there. Caroline Young sending it just behind the net. Cornell looks to regroup, but a bit of struggles here and there, a lot of stick taps from what we're seeing. Breach-Rion sends it, stays behind the net looking for her partners. Chase looking, trading shots back and forth. A lot of interference between her shots, trying to set it up. And a bunch of noise in front of the net as Sisler gloves it once again. In terms of the schedule, Syracuse has had a lot of W's next to their opponent's name. They started out the season in late September against Binghamton University with a 4-0 win, followed with games against Paul Smith, Colgate, SUNY Oswego D2, Paul Smith's College, Springfield, Norwich, which Montana, I heard a lot about. Everyone loved the trip to Norwich. It sounded like one of the bigger trips of the season for the Orange. The E-Board really worked to put that all together. Did you travel with the team for that?
I absolutely did. We stayed in Norwich for a night. It was a blast. We had 2 games each day. And the best part about it for me was behind the bench, all the support that Norwich got. It was kind of fun to...
They tend to score when you're least expecting it. Off the rebound, it's Ivy Dietrich, the alternate captain, swooping in and getting it past the gloves of Sisler in that top shelf slot. Sending it back to her teammates to celebrate. An absolutely fantastic play. Dietrich stayed committed to that entire play. One of her teammates trying to take the shot, unable to deflect, comes off the rebound and just immediately slots it. That marks her 10th goal of the season. Call her an alternate captain for a reason, really led her team to start, and this could be the start of what could be an intense game for the Orange.
Absolutely. I think the physicality is definitely going to be upped as the game goes on, as it usually does.
They always like to score when we're talking. I've noticed that, especially with the men's club team. It feels like every time you're trying to lay some analysis down or talk about an experience, they always like to find that time to score.
When you're least expecting it.
When you're least expecting it, exactly. Syracuse now up 1-0 with 8 minutes remaining in that first period. Well, A little bit of a shuffle back there, but it comes out. Leah Laundrie finding it, trying to make moves. Ivy Dietrich scoring her first goal of today's game. Dietrich on the 2018 Vegas Junior Golden Knights program and then left to go play for the Anaheim Lady Ducks. She joined the Lady Ducks after her high school didn't allow her to play on the men's team. It's a great way to reconnect to Women in Sports Day, showing all that we can do as women in the sports community. So she went on to do some pretty great things. Maybe her high school team's a little sad that they didn't bring her on the program. She finished her time with the Lady Anaheim Ducks 2020 to 2021, 16U AA team, 13 games played, 7 goals and 4 assists. There's no doubt that she wears that A proudly. In terms of the division standings, Upstate New York Collegiate Hockey League in the women's realm, Syracuse 10-0 with 20 points. The closest is Norwich, which we were just talking about, 9-3 overall on the season, only 2 points behind. A couple more league games here, and then we get set for the playoffs and postseason. Of course, Syracuse still holding on to that number 1 slot. They're trying to figure out how to run the playoffs, though. The number 2 team backed out on them very recently, and they're still trying to figure out that new format. But the general schedule goes like this. February 21st, they're looking to have that semifinal. Then February 22nd, trying to find those championship rounds secured at Union College. Should be a bit of an exciting matchup. See how that goes. Have you been to Union before, Montana?
I have not been to Union, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great couple of games, and we're going to play hard and try to do what we can to win.
You get a little taste of Union College coming up on the 16th. That is next Sunday for the Orange. Taking it off in Cornell's defensive circle, and Hannah O'Dowd with the one-timer. Made it look easy. Swipes it in just off the face-off. The Orange win it and set themselves up with a 2-0 lead early in the game against this Cornell Big Red. O'Dowd, the alternate captain from Plymouth, Massachusetts. 2015 to 2018, she played for the Bay State Breakers. She helped win a regional title in 2017. Coach Beam describes her as a positive person who brings a lot of energy and works hard. The team chooses the captains, and Hannah was just that strong leader that they needed to help get the team up. She leads with the cheers above and beyond in practice. In 2020 for the Dennis Yarmouth High School varsity team, she was a starter and an honorable mention all-conference. A lot of action, I swear. They know when I'm talking about them. They really want to put some points up here, but have you seen a lot of quick starts for this team throughout the season?
Yes, definitely. I think our coach always tells us to come out hard, play fast, and really get started from the outset. So when we're warming up, really be intentional about it and start fast.
Definitely. Glad to see some quick starts. A lot of Syracuse teams like to hang back in that first period or first half and then get their momentum. Saw it a little bit last night with the men's team waiting until those final 3 seconds to put a shot into the back of the strings, and really great to see the women's team starting out strong here against Cornell. Eve Chase trying to stick it out. A lot of noise right in front of the net, trying to be intentional, as Montana just said, really trying to take your shot, set up the plays, and position them in a way where if you're going to take your shot, you hope it goes in. Taking it off from the face-off circle. Syracuse wins it. Anderson looking, finding Eve Chase, sending it right around the ring. Sophia Zamorowski fighting for the puck in the stretch. Oh, and we're taking a bit of a trip in the fall. That's totally fine. They all skate way better than me, so good to see that all happen. Zamorowski fighting with sticks. Goes off her knee. Looking a little bit like soccer matches out there. Couple tumbles there. That's Isabella Yang fighting for that puck in her own D zone. Taking a swip around. Laundrie trying to make a play off of it, but it's shooed off by Margaret Cleary. Laundrie up the slot, takes a shot, and it's up off the top shelf behind Hannah Sisler. Taking the shots and making them happen. The captain gets away with it. She takes the one-timer up on the top shelf, lighting the lamp. At some point, you're going to destroy the breaker in the lamp with how many goals you're setting up for the Orange. What did you see on that play, Montana?
I saw Leah doing what she usually does, just being ready for the puck and getting it in.
The Lewiston, Maine native, she is the Becky Schaefer Award winner in 2022 for her high school All-Regional Girls Hockey Player of the Year in 2021. In that season, she had 16 goals, 11 assists in 12 games played for Lewiston High School. Oh, and a stick is broken. An unintentional 5-on-4. Looking for it. She trips it up. That's Bree Treon playing defense as she should. Ivy Dietrich trying to take advantage of the slot. Unfortunate stick break, but you see it happen a lot, especially with the material of these sticks and how hard they're swiping around that puck. But great defensive effort by Treon, trying to get off the ice and unintentionally stifling a Cornell play. Talk a little bit about these SU lines. That first line, Dietrich, Landry, Padulo. We have Amanda Wheeler, Bucci, O'Dowd on second line, Chase, Sullivan, Jacobs on that third, Price, Zamorowski, and Becci on that fourth line. For defense, Herrick and Anderson starting out. Skylar Treon, so we just saw that second line, create such a great defensive effort. Lauzon and Young on that third line. And a net for you tonight, Harper Keenan. It's great too. Eden Price was telling me before the game, their focus today was to only play music by women, which is really cool. You'll hear songs from greats, Iggy Azalea, Chappell Roan, some of the best too. We just heard Charlie XCX from the movie Barbie, which I loved the Barbie movie, so it's great to hear it. The slot looking in. Anderson trying to make waves with her stick. Stuck up against the boards here. But Tess Crane pulling away. Trying to think of, I want to say a truffle of orange, but that's not the correct terminology at all. You can take a second to look that up. The Orange playing dominant. We're seeing a lot more of them in Cornell's D zone than we do on the other end of the ice. Harper Keenan's going to have a very calm and collected day, unless I speak too soon and totally jinx that. On the wraparound, trying to make a play happen. The whistle is blown, the play is dead. 3:41 still in this first period. We've already seen 3 goals happen. It's been crazy as this line comes out to change. Of course, playing for something more than themselves, honoring the women who have come before us and are continuing to play today. Names like Misty Copeland, Jessica Campbell, Caitlin Clark, of course, Bannon, Hillary Knight, Eve Chase is my personal favorite. She said everyone she has ever played with. I think that is so sweet. Way to keep it internalized and keep it close within the community. Cornell looking to finally advance through the neutral zone, but it's picked up and intercepted by Wheeler. And Dowd looking to fish it. Oh, just couldn't connect. Bucci was right there waiting, just a shot too long. Lauzon sending it up the middle. Oh, and it's sent in! Wheeler taken down by one of her teammates. A bit of friendly fire there as they celebrate the 4th goal in this first period. Amanda Wheeler just positioned perfectly right there in front of Sisler's crease. Nothing you can really do about it unless you're moving and anticipating that, but there's a flurry of orange. It feels like Sisler is just being beaten to a pulp out there right now. Wheeler is playing tonight's game for Caitlin Clark. I feel like that's a great, obvious choice. We love Caitlin. Love to see all that she has done for the WNBA in that regard. Wheeler hails from Rochester, Massachusetts. She's actually an ESF student. That is the campus that's right across from Syracuse, prioritizing more environmental studies. She's been an integral part of the success of this program. She's the team president, too. As we mentioned earlier, she helped bring Christina Beam into the program as their head coach. Regrouping down, back in their own neutral zone, past the blue line. Chase looking to put some momentum as the team scurries up the center. Deflected out there by Lindsay Wang. A lot of play, a lot of turning around, seeing some spins and triple axles. You could call it the women's ice skating team. Chase with a second chance. Gonna go up around the middle, turn split second. Lindsay Wang chasing it down now. Chase regroups, taking a second as it's pushed up against the boards. Sticks fighting for it up the center. Isabella Yang taking it, hoping to position her team and spend some time down the ice instead of right in front of their own. Intercepted by Laundrie. Taking a second to look around as her team line changes. Of course, we mentioned earlier, Syracuse with well over 30 names on this list. Of course, a couple of them scratched. They have time to take a breath if they really needed to pull themselves off the ice. Cornell, only 12 players, including their 2 goaltenders tonight. Have to be careful, have to be cautious with what decisions they're making there in their shift changes. This backhand pass. Looking up the middle. Andre tries to take a shot, just a little too wide. Coming up the side again, she's joined by Ivy Dietrich. Leadership duo, trying to make some plays happen, but they can take their time. They've got a little room to spare if they need a second to set up a play. Still have a minute left on the clock. Passing to Herrick, and scores. Herrick being disciplined, taking her time, waiting for the opportunity in that slot to open up and staying disciplined. A key that some teams really want to focus on is not feeling desperate when taking their shots, and Herrick definitely saw that setup.
One thing about Elise is she knows her role, she knows exactly what to do, and that goal was an example of it.
5-0 with 55 seconds left on that clock. These 20 minutes have essentially flown by. Incredible to see the dedication, the patience of this team too, not pushing their shots when they feel like they have to, but when they need to. Eden Price up the middle. Intercepted and torn apart by Tess Crane. Margaret Cleary trying to set it up the lane and sets up Crane. Oh, that rhymed. Sophia Gamble trying to make some noise in front of the net, but just can't get past the Syracuse defensive area. Only 3 shots on goal for the Big Red tonight, 21 for Syracuse. Counting down to 10 seconds now on the clock. Gamble up the sides, closest to their face-off circle. And the clock is about to run out. And there goes the buzzer. Your score for the first period, 5-0 Syracuse. Final shots on goal for that first, 21-3. Montana, I know you've got some other duties to attend to, but just want to get a quick word. What did you see from that first period?
I saw a little bit of a slow start, but once we got our momentum going, we got it going. We have 21 shots on net, and I think we just need to keep moving the puck, and good things will happen.
What's the key to the second period to avoid a Cornell comeback?
Just to keep playing hard, don't back off at all, keep going and keep skating hard and keep playing our game.
All right. Well, as we mentioned earlier, the Syracuse Club women's team does things a little differently. We have a brief pause between the first and those second periods, so we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, getting you back to that Syracuse Women's Club ice hockey action. Been Brooke Killgore, Montana Graves. We'll see you in just a minute. Welcome back to the second period. Syracuse Orange on top of the Big Red of Cornell, 5-0 as we start the next 20 minutes. Flip sides of the ice here. Harper Keenan on the right side of us now, and Hannah Sisler on my left. Skating up the zone, Amanda Wheeler scored earlier in this matchup, trying to wrap around the net here. Oh, and it's just deflected away by a Cornell defender. Read the play extremely well in that moment. Syracuse, Bucci trying to take a shot and scores. To be expected at this point. It feels like the goal from Lee Wilkin. Seeing that go in just off the tip, the Montclair, New Jersey native played on Montclair Kimberly Academy boys ice hockey team. So we saw the issue there with Ivy Dietrich earlier where their high school wouldn't let her play. Wilkin gets the opportunity to shine. She had 3 assists with them from 2020 to 2023. Coach Beam calls her a poised character. Sees the ice really well and strong with the puck, and we can definitely see that there too. I'm gonna take a bit of a stoppage here with the issue here at the net. Just making sure everything looks good for Sisler. Oh, excuse me, Maisie Shimko in for Sisler now. Bit of a goaltender change there, giving Sisler a bit of a breather after a 5-goal performance. Puck goes flying up the net. Wheeler sending it back down the D zone. Bucci chasing that puck. Bit of a collision there. Hannah O'Dowd sets up a strong presence on the ice. Juliana Bucci sending it into the back of a defender's leg. More tripping. Bucci stays upright. Couldn't say the same there for Clea Crane. One of the assistant team captains, her and her sister Tess, both helped spearhead this Cornell Women's Club ice hockey program. It's up the slot. Bucci trying to take a shot, goes off the legs of a defender. That's Lindsay Wang. The slot. Bit of back and forth here as we're waiting to see where the puck is headed, and it just shoots out right past the legs of Hannah O'Dowd. Rochelle Gow trying to make a stop here, helping her team set up, and it whizzes past just long. Wheeler setting up a high shot there for the Orange. A little bit of friendly fire between 2 Cornell defenders right there. Orange get it right back off the pass from Kirsten Schuyler. Racing up the side, Isabella Yang. Trying to generate some momentum in this 6-0 Syracuse lead. 17 minutes left on that clock. We've got 23 Orange shots on goal versus 4 Big Red shots on goal for them. If you're just joining us, Maisie Shimko in net now for Hannah Sisler after giving up 5 goals in the first period. Shimko has already seen 1 goal go past her pads. That was off the tip in of Lee Wilkin. A lot of back and forth here today on Women in Sports Day, set up by the Syracuse Orange to commemorate and honor the progress and the persistence of women in sports throughout, not even just women's ice hockey, but across the board. We have members from the women's club rugby team here as well, supporting the program and everything that they do. A lot of cheers there, as you can hear. Not so much a barn burner, but a packed barn for this matchup. Ooh, just off the post. Would have been a big goal for Eve Chase, who says today she is playing for everyone she has ever shared a team with. So you can tell, back behind the Syracuse bench, a list of placards for all the women that they're trying to celebrate today. One of those was Bethany Hamilton. And Bethany actually responded to the Instagram post, which was really cool to see. Back into the neutral zone, past the red line, skating up to Cornell's defensive zone. Padulo, also known as Patty by her teammates, finds the stick Ivy Dietrich, who's already put in a goal today. Dietrich reconvening. Sends it over to Sarah Anderson. Looking for the shot, takes it. It's Dietrich. Cornell regroups, sends it straight back down to ice. Keenan helps set up Elise Herrick. Orange regrouping, trying to take a second. They don't have to worry too much right now, but of course, never say never. Some games come from behind wins, happen when you least expect it. This Cornell team has a lot to fight for. Only 12 of them total here in Tennity Ice Pavilion today against Syracuse's 30 plus. Of course, a lot of those are scratches for the Orange. Helping run this Women in Sports Day too. Montana, you've been a part of that. What have you done?
So we were doing the raffles, the chuck-a-puck, and then there's just been a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Eden has been instrumental in getting everything together. She's just the best, so we're indebted to her because she has organized everything, and now she's playing as well and having a great game, so really proud of her.
Eden Price, the social media chair for the Syracuse Women's Club hockey team, has been really instrumental in raising their presence, their viewership. A lot of people have been engaging with these posts, and that's actually how I found out about the Women in Sports Day, is following this Instagram account. And very thankful she reached out to ask if Montana and I could help call this game. So it's been a really great setup up here in the press box. Skylar, covered by Big Red right now, trying to weave her way out of it and set up something. Passes it to Eden Price, who tries to set up Wilkin. Wilkin originally a scratch today, but reinstated into the lineup a couple hours before puck drop today and has already scored a goal. It's been very instrumental to the 6-0 lead so far for the Orange. Seeing a lot of red flashes behind the post right now. Orange are staying back, trying to regroup. Of course, you have to be intentional with your play, even if you are up 6-0 at the moment. Cornell still has a lot of fight left in them. It's a big 3-1-5 rivalry right now, although Cornell is not exactly in Syracuse, New York. They are very close by. Syracuse trying to take a puck. Oh, and it's tipped in by Bucci. Price takes the shot, and Shimko looking around trying to find the puck that apparently got stuck in her pads, and Bucci just tips it straight back into the back of the net. Fun to see that play kind of set up. We were all looking for the puck. Even Shimko was looking for it. Drops straight down, and Bucci was right there to tip it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it happens when you least expect it, as we've been saying.
Face off in the main circle. Caroline Young finds her partner in the back, Brie Treon. Young has actually found herself in the lineup as a freshman, worked really hard to get there. Head coach Christina Beam says the Connecticut native became a regular on the ice. She takes feedback well, applies it. Has come so far since November. Good to see her helping make an impact there out on the ice. Treon up the slot, passes it, but unfortunately to the wrong side. Although it comes straight back for the Orange. Cornell racing to make an impact right now. Hannah O'Dowd trying to find her second goal of the game. Cornell up the slide, collides two Orange defensemen. Amanda Wheeler doing a little foot stick trajectory there. Interesting to see. I have really bad eye-hand coordination, so the fact you can make these plays with both your feet and your skate and your stick are incredible. Keenan putting her glove down there. Fun facts about Harper Keenan. She says Megan Rapinoe is one of their idols. Read both of their books and grew up watching women's soccer, so a lot of great memories there for them as well. They're also in the honors program on the advisory board. And fun fact, Harper Keenan is a published author in the Journal of Brain Sciences. They also have a couple backyard chickens, so that's really interesting. I didn't know you could really own chickens. Like, I'm terrified of chickens, so that would not be my first choice of pet, but the fact that Keenan is a published author and is also, if I remember correctly, on the Cognitive Neuroimaging Laboratory Council. A lot to do there, and very driven to know that as a STEM major, you can also go and play and have a couple shutout games of hockey as a goaltender, doing a lot around the clock.
Absolutely. She's a key player for us and always has a positive attitude, so we're lucky to have them.
The side is Neve Sullivan. Fun fact about Sullivan, she plays snare drum for the Syracuse marching band. Interesting. Again, I'm not coordinated with instruments, so the fact that she has time to come play on the ice helps set up her team. She has 0 goals, but 5 assists, helps sets up her team, helps distribute the wealth out there, and then also goes and plays snare drum for Syracuse men's basketball and Syracuse football at the same time. Great work. I wonder if she went to the DirecTV Holiday Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We have to ask her after the game, get a little bit more insight to that. Couple shoves and pushes over there by Syracuse's bench. Cornell trying to fade out. A missed pass, a missed opportunity. Lindsey Smith was not expecting that puck, and that sets up Zamorowski. Take a second to regroup back behind the blue line. Padulo looking for another chance to make a shot, set up another goal. And it's Anderson trying to make a play, and it's sent back to the neutral zone. Seeing a lot of speed. There's a lot of differences here. Cornell sometimes can get a stick on a puck and set up a play, but Syracuse is quick to intercept it.
Absolutely. I think we always try to see a couple steps ahead of the play that's going on, and that's the key to the game.
Montana Graves is an expert at that. Coach Beam said you shocked them with how fast you were coming out of the gates there, and always willing to take advice. So great to have someone who knows that all too well. Ivy Dietrich sends it around the back of the net, finds Breach Rion. A lot of slow play. Take your time setting it up. You still have 10 minutes of continuous play before a brief intermission. Of course, not as brief as the one we just had. But they have some room to spare. They can try out some new plays, send out maybe some new lines as well. Taking that time and being deliberate with your actions. Dietrich looking around the corner. Finds Neve Padulo. Taking the shot. Padulo scores. Not even surprised at this point. I just hear clapping. I look down. There's another goal happening. We are 8-0 here, the second period. Neve Sullivan waving to the crowd as the crowd gets riled up. Women in Sports Day, a huge success here at Tennity Ice Pavilion for the #1 ranked team in the College Hockey North Division for women's. Neve Padulo, Patty hails from Toronto, Canada. You're also from Canada, aren't you, Montana?
Yes.
What is that experience like playing hockey there versus here in the U.S.?
You know what, Canada, it's kind of in your bones to grow up playing hockey, but then you come here and I meet all the wonderful people on my team, and it's like we're at home, I'm a family, so yeah, it's fantastic. I've just had the best time this year, and I love all of them.
That's really great. And you're not too far from the border either, so
Not at
quick
all.
trick home if you never need it. Cornell looking a little tired out there as they've let in their 8th goal of the game. It's 2 within this second period. Excuse me, 3. Goaltender change out there for the Orange. Emma Lacey, she's a sophomore 5'2" netminder from Morristown, New Jersey. Went to Oak Knoll High School 2022 season. She had 116 saves off 130 shot attempts, .892 save percentage. She's on the executive board as the fundraising chair for the Syracuse Women's Club hockey team. Coach says she is poised. But locks in once the team crosses the blue line. We can kind of see her there watching, observing, but you'll see as soon as they cross out of that neutral zone, she'll be locked in and ready to go. She's a brick wall and can cover a wide range of net. This season so far, 5 games played for Lacey, .90 goals allowed on average, .925 save percentage, and 1 shutout against Binghamton in September. Good to see that they're also sharing the wealth in terms of who's defending the creases between the slots right now. A lot of exciting matchup happening here for the Orange as we see another potential goal. Eden Price with the shot. Falls on accident. She's so excited she fell down. Team trying to pull her up. A lot of exciting matchup here. Eden Price, the one who helped organize this Women in Sports Day, the sophomore forward, setting in another one, making it 9-0 against the Big Red. The team celebrating around her. I know Eden, this day means a lot to her. On the phone just a couple days ago, and she's telling me how much work and effort she's put in. The t-shirt tosses, the sticker making, everything. So the fact she gets to score today probably means the world to her.
Very, very well deserved.
This game game's shaping up to look a lot like a football game. I mean, we've had 3 field goals at this rate. A touchdown and a couple 2-point conversion, have you? Skylar in the back, her own face-off circle. Siding it up. Syracuse with 8 minutes left on the clock. 9-0 for the Orange. 29 shots on goal versus 7. I'm not good at math. I'm a communications major. I'm trying to think about the average of shots taken versus goals scored. It's definitely for the game day operations people.
I'm in humanities, so I'm not great at that either.
We'll have to ask after this brief intermission about it. Dietrich falling up the slot. Trying to regroup and set up, hopefully, another goal for another team player. It seems like a lot of these goals have been scored by multiple players on the bench tonight. Really sharing that wealth, as we mentioned earlier. Up the backside, the captain, Landry, trying to take her time and find a way for her team to set up. We've spent a lot of time in Syracuse's offensive zone. Flashes of orange and navy tonight in those creative and unique Women in Sports Day jerseys. Love the designs on those. I was talking with Eden as well, and you guys didn't really have jerseys a couple years ago, and this is kind of one of the first seasons where you can have alternates. What has that experience been like?
It's been phenomenal, the way that Amanda and Eden and all of these folks on our team have built up our team and created a real culture for us to come to has been fantastic.
Heard there's a jersey raffle too. Are you guys raffling off? Are you guys sending off these jerseys specifically?
So there is a silent auction for an extra jersey. It's going on downstairs at the desk, and yeah, you can write your name and how much you bid, and maybe you'll win the jersey.
Sounds great. I'm a bit of a hockey jersey collector myself, so it's always great to see. I'm a little tempted to go down to that silent auction right now, and they score! Ivy Dietrich with her second goal of today's game finds the back of the net with ease, tearing apart this Cornell defensive line, and Maisie Shimko, who has only seen about 14 minutes of ice time today, are running out of goalies to go to if they really need to make a switch. Ivy Dietrich says her mom, or Misty Copeland, is the woman she most looked up to going through her time. Oh, Caroline Young with the NFL tackle right in time for the Super Bowl tomorrow. Montana, I have to ask, although you are from Canada, do you keep up with the NFL?
I think it's quite fun. I don't know football too well, but when I do watch it, I'm enthralled by it, so I'll definitely be tuning in tomorrow.
You rooting for the Chiefs or the Eagles?
I think I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
Oh, hot topic in today's world. You're either you really hate the Chiefs or you really love the Chiefs. I feel like there's no in between.
Yeah.
Cornell trying to break away. Bit of a kick there. Young. The pass is disrupted out there by Bucci. I feel a lot of tackling. I know we just mentioned the NFL, but I feel like I'm seeing bodies fly all across the ice at the moment. Caroline Young up the side. Takes a brief shot, trying to give her team time to set up in their zone, especially with all the line changes happening. Head coach Christina Veem, again, played D1 hockey at the University of Maine from 1995 to 2000. Spent 2 years at the club level before they were promoted to Division I. So Veem really understands the atmosphere of club hockey, really taking her time to instill confidence and maybe at some point see a lot of high-level competition. I heard you guys are really trying to work towards those national championship games in March.
Yes, we are, and I think all of these games are really trying to work towards that and build our skills, and yeah, we're excited.
Behind the back of the net. Chase finds Chase, connects. A little bit of back and forth passing here. It's Carson Schuyler out and about. Chase working on the rebound, trying to take a shot. Zamborowski finding Lee Wilkin again in the face-off circle. Schuyler taking her time, being intentional with the passes she's making at the moment. Zamorowski going out, finding Lazan. A lot of back and forth passing action here. Either an attempt to drain out the clock or really trying to be deliberate in whatever scheme they're trying to set up right now. They have all the opportunities in the world with this 10-0 lead. Just under 4 minutes left here in the second period. We have not seen a single penalty from either team. We saw a misshapen penalty kill for the Orange after a stick broke. Had to skate off, but it was Bree Treon who stick faltered there in that moment, but she set up a great defensive pass off her skate. She was trying to get back to the bench. Syracuse in their game against Springfield last week, special teams did not convert on either end. It was a really physical matchup, 24 total penalty minutes, 13 for the Orange just themselves. Syracuse is currently on a 10-game win streak, looking for their 11th straight win, leading the College Hockey North Division for women's in the AAU. They just joined that league recently in August of 2024. They're 7-0 right now in that league. In terms of division standings, Syracuse 10-0 in first place with 20 points. Norwich just behind them with 2 points away at 18. Paul Smith 8-4. Springfield 5-5. Binghamton 2-7, and Union College 0-6. Syracuse is probably a little worried about Norwich, although not really seeing any more conference games after their big win against Springfield the other day. Playoffs, the playoff picture. Syracuse is going in as the #1 seed, but they're still trying to figure out how to run playoffs after the #2 team backed out just last week. Still deciding on that new format, but from what we heard from Christina Beam, February 21st will be that semifinal matchup, and then February 22nd, is that championship series at Union College. Syracuse has not played Union College just yet. They look to do so on the 16th. A lot of fun. Again, this program has come so far in terms of just 2 years after Amanda Wheeler helped recruit Christina Beam to the bench, serve as their head coach. Syracuse scores again. That is Bree Treon with the goal, honoring Taylin Wiley, a former SU club ice hockey player. Treon from Grand Isle, Vermont. She played with the Flames 14U 2018 to 2019, and then spent some time Rice Memorial Prep. Coach Beam calls her a lot of fun, really enjoys the game, and doesn't take it too seriously. She's a great defenseman. She's played some forward here and there. Strong skating with the puck with speed. That marks her third goal of the season as the defenseman. Treon is also the one who had a great block with just her skate, as we were mentioning earlier, when her stick shattered. So maybe that stick has a little bit of magic. Whoever gave it to her is probably smiling right now. Cornell looking to set up some plays. Missing one of their linesmen, though, as that pass is intercepted by Price. Price, who just scored not too long ago, is the creator of Women in Sports Day for the Women's Club Ice Hockey program. A lot going on. We also saw her and Hannah O'Dowd on Channel 9 WSYR Bridge Street section. Head coach Christina Beam said Women in Sports Day is going to be a great day, and it definitely is so far. It helps bring more awareness. Men's sports tends to stay primarily in the focus, with women's sports in the shadow. But everything that Eden Price has done with this game, women get to deserve the spotlight too. Quick one-timer from Cornell. Lacey turns that away with ease. Sending it back to the neutral zone for Cornell. Stick tabs looking for something to connect as the whistle is blown. Quick call here as we take a brief pause. Syracuse next week, tomorrow, heads to Clarkson at 2 p.m. to continue this, what looks to be 11 straight game winning streak for the Orange. Second to last game of the season. They played Clarkson once before, January 24th, with a big win, 7-0. That was actually Harper Keenan's first shutout of the season. Turned away a lot of shots there to defend the creases. They're ready for the face-off in Syracuse's defensive zone. A little bit of offsides there. Dietrich almost pulls Lacey out of the crease enough to send that, but that shot goes a little too wide. Margaret Clary fighting for that puck, but can't catch up. Elise Herrick sends it back down and takes the puck, and we're headed back into the neutral zone for the Orange. Dulo looking for someone to connect with, has to send it back behind her. A back pass. Dietrich playing around with the puck a little bit as the buzzer heads off. Syracuse up 11-0 on the penalty kill with 1:22 left behind. Sophie Lauzon serving time in the box as we head into the second intermission. Syracuse just dominant performances all throughout the board. So we sit here with a big deficit as the t-shirt toss has started. Exciting stuff to see, but we're headed in to the second intermission. I've been Brooke Killgore. You are listening to Syracuse Women's Club Hockey. Welcome into the third period here at Tennity Ice Pavilion. Syracuse Orange currently up 11-0 against Cornell. That's not a football score. You did not get that wrong. We are not in the Super Bowl series just yet. This is here at Tennity Ice Pavilion. Syracuse Orange up on Women in Sports Day. Some of those goals that I'd love to talk about, we can go through period. Ivy Dietrich, Hannah O'Dowd, Leah Landry, Amanda Wheeler, Elise Herrick in that first period. Then the second period, Lee Wilkin, Neve Padulo, Eden Price times 2, Ivy Dietrich once again, and then Bree Treon after destroying her own streak. Early in that first period, we switch sides again. Emma Lacey's your goaltender after Harper Keenan puts on a stunning first period performance. Lacey looks to continue to do the same. Recording another shutout on the season. Lacey's last shutout was against Binghamton to start the season on the 24th. A lot of action, but we got Montana Graves back after spending some time on the ice doing a t-shirt toss. Did you get it to any good fans?
I did. I think they were all seemed pretty excited and enthusiastic, so I tried to aim where I could.
Out there skating perfectly, repping the Syracuse Club hockey program well. Cornell looking to get some momentum going, of course. We know they only have 12 members on this team right now, and in total on this roster with 2 goaltenders. Made a goalie change there from Hannah Sisler in that first period to Macy Shimko, who led in 5 to 6 goals already in the second period. Cornell's looking a little tired, and rightfully so. When you go up against a 30-woman roster, against your own 12, you can tire out a little fast. Only 2 line shifts they can really put on versus Syracuse, 3, 4, 5?
Exactly. And lots of different options for combinations too for Syracuse. So I think the key for Cornell is going to be quick shifts.
Yep. Keeping it simple, keeping it fast. Cornell looks to hopefully score at least 1 goal at some point during this period, but Syracuse blaze, you could say, in this sense. Of course, not to be confused with head coach Christina Beam, Syracuse Blades recreational team. Blaze of orange is just everywhere. Looking for a call of icing from Emma Lacey. This game has really just been decided by taking opportunities and taking them when you can, setting up plays and being deliberate with where that puck is headed and where it is going. The women's team has just been exceptional tonight. That's second that in. They're looking for their 11th win of the season. They're currently 10-0 overall, 7-0 in the AAU. First place in that College Hockey North Division in the women's aspect. A lot of changes in this program, as we mentioned a lot earlier in the second period, in terms of just overall performances and also, the success of the team. 11 back-to-back wins. If they win tonight against Cornell is nothing to not talk about. Be really proud of that, and also the dominant performances from both goaltenders throughout the season, racking up 10 wins for their program. Carson Schuyler, looking up the side, trying to get it to Eve Chase. There in the slot, and Montana just have to ask, at this point in the game when you're up 11 goals against the Big Red, what is kind of the mentality of the team? Are you just kind of trying to drain the clock, or are you still trying to take shots?
I think the goal here is just to keep the offensive zone spread out, make some nice crisp passes, keep our heads up, and just keep the puck moving.
Cornell trying to regroup behind their own net. Syracuse coming in hot, though. As Montana said earlier, this is the best time to try out some new combinations, get some girls some time on the ice who maybe haven't seen a lot. Every girl on this team has played at least 1 game. Incredible to see that happen, but some of them don't have points or scores just yet in their favor. Cornell looking to take it out of the zone. That's Lindsay Wang up the side. She's being chased down by Betchy. Line looks to regroup after it's sent behind the boards. Of course, we've only seen 1 penalty this entire matchup. That was against Lee Wilkin for interference towards the end of that second period, which I don't think you and I even noticed that it happened.
Nope.
There's a bit of a stoppage there in the play. We've only seen a couple of those moments where the officials blow the whistle dead, or blow the play dead, excuse me. We had to take a second to did a bit of a double take. Oh, there's interference. We didn't even see it.
Yeah, we're definitely used to a lot more penalties, so it's quite a change.
There was a bit of an unofficial penalty kill there when Bree Treon broke her stick and then came in and made a beautifully well-executed pass off her skate instead of her stick. Had to take one from her teammate and get back out there, and then scored a goal later on. Lee Wilkin looking to set something up. This little flip there as O'Dowd gets her stick on it. Laying out diving, looked like a volleyball dive there for a second. In net for Cornell, Hannah Sisler returns to the creases, trying to defend the post. She's held the orange off for about 6 minutes now. Of course, that first period was a bit of a slow start. As Montana was mentioning earlier, just a lot of back and forth, spending too much time in the other side's defensive zone and not really putting any plays into action until Ivy Dietrich comes in and slams one right in the top shelf, giving Syracuse that advantage.
Sometimes all it takes is just one goal to start our confidence up.
Syracuse is no stranger to scoring high. The lowest score up on our schedule is 4 goals. Nothing lower than that. 7-1, 9-1, 9-0, 8-2. And this is the highest they've scored all season. 11 goals so far this game. Quick collision there at the boards. Tess Crane, one of the assistant captains, trying to get her team to regroup and change shifts, although, again, not a lot of shifts to be had in this sense, but Margaret clearly making a big effort here. She runs up the right side of the boards. But it's quickly taken away by Carson Schuyler. Ivy Dietrich with the puck. Coming up the right side into their respective face-off circle. Lindsay Wang, we've seen a lot of her today. Coming in, defenseman who just really puts a lot of effort in. Puck stopped there by Sisler. Like every time I see a puck intercepted or taken away from the Orange, it's always Wang coming in and just making a stoppage. Neve Padulo coming around the backside. Not close enough to do a quick wraparound, but trying to set her team up in some sort of position. A lot of distribution of wealth today. Only Dietrich and Price have 2 goals each. Landry sends it back behind her. Dietrich sends it right back to the captain. Goes a little wide. Handed it off to Padulo. Patty, as her teammates like to call her. Dietrich sends it wrap around the boards. Treon and Schuyler readjust. A lot of Dietrich up the right side of the boards. Of course, her position needs to be played, but she's really trying to set up a teammate somewhere in the slot. Treon chases down that puck in their own defensive zone. Heads back towards the blue line. Dietrich again. Sending it up the slot. Padulo, excuse me. Sends it back. Looking for some momentum here, of course. Don't really need it when you're up 11 goals. You can take all the time you want, but still. Bit of a slide and dive right there for Chase. She's trying to find her way back onto the ice. Defended it there. Looked like a bit of a soccer goaltender. The Orange. Bit of a wide shot there. Cornell still trying to find their bearings and trying to put at least 1 point up on the board. A lot of exchanges, a lot of back and forth. Not much to be said. You may see a number 44 skating around out there on the ice. 44, a dear number to Syracuse. Fun fact, Syracuse University has the zip code 13244. We actually changed it from the normal 13210, should I say, to honor Ernie Davis and those who carried the 44 on their back. And that's Sophia Zamorowski, joined the team just this semester and labeled on here as number 29, but actually wearing the 44. So great honor to carry that on your back. 2 games played so far this season. Cornell at the boards, but taken away by Price. Skate around, send it around, and not an orange skater there to really take up that play. Of course, though, there's never a second where an orange skater is not on top of the puck. As soon as Cornell touches it, it feels like they're just swarmed immediately. Close quarters there for Emma Lacey as she puts her glove on top of the puck, and we get a bit of a stoppage. It's going to be a rolling clock, though. No stopping, no nothing. If there's any whistle blown, we're going to continue this game. And I feel like that's why this third period just keeps going by so fast, because they're ahead by so many points. At some point, you kind of have to look at it and go, we need the clock to keep running.
Yes, absolutely.
This game, only an hour and 41 minutes total, though it feels like it's gone by in about 30. Cornell trying to keep up with this quick orange offense and defense, although intercepted there by Tess Crane. Skylar up the side, does a cool little sidestep. I don't know if you have a word in hockey for juking out a defender. It's a cool move to add that to the highlight reel. Lausen spent a little bit of time in the box earlier at the end of the second period for interference. The only penalty called this game. Syracuse successfully killed that. Puck goes airborne a couple of times. As Margaret clearly tries to drop it in on their side. 8 minutes left in this 11-0 matchup between Syracuse and Cornell. Cornell finally hits over 10 shots on goal with 12 so far. Shot goes wide for O'Dowd. Now, if you weren't aware, PWHL, of course, just announcing their new jerseys and their names for their specific cities. The Ottawa Charge actually practiced here at Tennity Ice Pavilion back in December. It was really cool. I was sitting there on Instagram scrolling through, and all of a sudden I see something that looked a lot like Tennity Ice Pavilion. I had to do a double take. A PWHL team coming all the way out here, especially from Ottawa. You know, incredible to see that they come to practice. We do have the Syracuse Crunch, our AHL minor league men's team. They come practice here occasionally. 2 of our men's club team goalies were actually signed to a one-day contract to go practice with the Crunch. I have to keep on the topic of goaltenders. Syracuse goaltenders across the board, whether it be club, Division I, AHL, incredible. Of course, Emma Lacey had 1 shutout. She's averaging only .9 goals allowed per game, over a .900 save percentage. Harper Keenan, 6 games played, 1.18 goals allowed. She's doing great. And then on the men's side, we saw AJ Finta help lead the Orange to a big top 20 ranked victory over Oswego State last night. On the women's NCAA side, Allie Kelly, breaking records in the NCAA save percentage, or total saves category, excuse me. Goaltending in the 3-1-5 is just incredible. Puck's being kind of ping-pong back and forth as this line is trying to get on the ice. A little bit of a delay there. Lee Welkin sends it out to Elise Herrick, who already has a goal today. Speaking of the PWHL, Herrick says Marie-Philippe Poulin from the Montreal Victoire is one of her favorite players, and she's playing today's game for her. Lacey with the glove save. Clock still running. Just under 6 minutes left in this game as Syracuse looks to continue for an 11-0 record so far this season. A lot going well today for Women in Sports Day. Regardless of what side of the ice you're on, a lot to be proud of considering this many people are turning out for a game in the barn today, when they could be watching Syracuse men's basketball play Boston College in the Dome right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you had to choose between the two, we're glad that you're joining us here today on Women in Sports Day. Montana Graves, I'm Brooke Killgore. Talking a lot about women's ice hockey as Emma Lacey gloves another one. You a big men's basketball fan, Montana?
I don't catch up with it too much, but I really want to get to a game while I'm at Syracuse, so I think I'm going to become a big fan, definitely, in the next few years.
Definitely. Tip-off just happened not too long ago. That was a 3:15 game start A lot to be excited for as all these programs continue to improve and look to get better. A lot of Boston College too. Women's tennis is actually there right now. Amanda Wheeler up the neutral zone, finds O'Dowd. Nice itty bitty bit pass. It's tipped off by a Cornell player, disrupting that sequence. Probably would have ended up in another goal. Cornell is thankful that that one did not go the Orange's way. Bit of tripping there, although nothing called by the officials. Cornell's Sophia Gamble up the side. She's met by Lazan. Trying to get it faster, but to no avail. Sent up the side, the right side of the ice. Cornell takes it back, trying to take a shot, but just a little bit of a misstep. Schuyler pulls back, waiting for her team to set themselves up. Sends it to the neutral line. Bucci up the middle, trying to take her shot, and it goes in. Bucci finds her way to the blue line and takes a shot from the left side of the ice, sending Hannah Sisler. Incredible netting. I mean, 12-0. This feels like a beat up, the Big Red, especially two teams that you could consider rivals of each other. Cornell struggling to stop any of these Orange advances.
Syracuse goal scored by number 5, Juliana Bucci.
Bucci almost does it again right there. Amanda Wheeler on the assist. Team president everywhere. Can't get away from her. Taking some time to reset, take it all in. This team has a lot to be proud of tonight. Cornell also has a lot to be proud of, coming out here with 12 players and trying to hold their own. A game that may not have gone their way, but still hustling and giving their best effort. We have seen a lot of time spent in the Orange's defensive zone and a lot of shots taken. They're starting to ramp it up a little bit more. 15 shots for the Big Red compared to the Orange's 37. No matter what, working hard and playing hard, you really have to be proud of what you're doing out there on the ice. Face off in the left circle in the Orange's defensive zone. The Orange win it. Treon sends it around the corner to Zamorowski. But a stick and poke there between Dietrich and her Cornell defender. As we head back to Cornell's defensive zone past the blue line. But a slipping and sliding out there. For both sides, at least. Syracuse wearing their Women in Sports Day navy and orange jerseys, commemorating the game that Eden Price helped put together. Cornell wearing their white alternates as a goal is just tipped in. Incredible play there. The official waiting on a call there. They may have waved that off for Cornell. Waiting on the official call here. What did you see, Montana?
I think it was a high stick. I'm not sure.
Well, whatever happened, Cornell gets away with this one for now, heading to their own little face-off dot on their side of the ice. Treon gonna pull it out. We have 1:52 left in this game. Amanda Wheeler sending it down. Zamorowski a little tied up there, right in front of the ACHA signal. Treon back to Caroline. This pair has been impressive today. Dietrich trying to find the slot. It's intercepted, broken up by a Cornell defender. Cornell skates down the ice. Clea Crane tries to take a shot, easily deflected by Emma Lacey. Sophomore looking to add another shutout to her list. As Dietrich skates back down the ice, these shifts are getting a little bit longer for the leadership pair. Finds the stop. Zamorowski trying to set it up. Anderson with the puck in the back. Just outside of the face-off circle. Oh! Did it go in? Looked a Little off, trying to see.
I think that was a lucky bounce or something.
Lucky bouncer, yeah, exactly how I would describe it. Heading to the officials' box to process what we just saw. I think they're giving it to them.
Okay.
Still trying to figure out what happened there. It looks like a lucky little bounce. The officials' box will tell us in just a couple seconds of who that goal belonged to. A lot of sticks up in the air as we enter 50 seconds left in regulation. Bryce, up the middle. Stick and poke with her respected defender, Lindsay Wing. Around the center, just a little too wide for Wheeler to make a play off of it. 30 seconds left in regulation on Women in Sports Day. Syracuse looking to capitalize on their 11th win of the season.
Syracuse goal number 7,
Amanda Wheeler is credited with that bounce of a goal. Looked like it was scored from on the other side of the ice as we hit 15 seconds left in regulation. Wheeler keeping the puck up against the boards, trying to delay the clock a little bit. As the clock keeps rolling. Zamorowski takes a shot, just too wide. So we enter 5 more seconds left in this game. Price just can't get around it. And the buzzer blows. Syracuse ends this matchup 13-0 against the Cornell Big Red here tonight. Your final shots on goal. Syracuse 40, Cornell 15. Montana, it's been so great having you up here in the box with me today. Glad you got your first color commentary on air debut. Would love to know, what were some of the things you're taking away from tonight's matchup?
It's just an absolute pleasure to be here with you, and I think just the meaning behind this night, Women in Sports Night, and as we know, hockey is all about the people you meet along the way. That's the gift of the game. So to be able to celebrate all the women that we look up to has just been super special, and I think the win tops it all off.
Definitely. You heard it from one of Syracuse Club Women's Hockey's own, as they say. Good game heading in to tomorrow's matchup against Clarkson with a 2 p.m. puck drop, 11-0, 7-0 still in the Amateur Athletic Union. Syracuse pushing to continue their legacy type of season. First place still in the College Hockey North Division Women's. They head out to Clarkson tomorrow, celebrating a major win on Women in Sports Day. Christina Beam in the middle of that circle as they get ready to celebrate with an in-game ritual, tapping their sticks around in the circle. This seems to be a thing that most of the teams here, Tennity Ice Pavilion, like to do. We'll give you a second to listen to it. From all of us up here in the booth, my producer Bella, Montana Graves is my color commentator. I've been Brooke Killgore saying so long, and go Women in Sports.